Have you ever felt a presence in the room, even though you're alone? What if I told you, tonight, something holy will stir the silence? Not a ghost, not a dream, but the living God coming to visit you. This is not a metaphor. This is not symbolic. This is real. Jesus himself has declared, "I will visit you in the night, and I will not come alone. My heavenly army will be with me." If that doesn't shake you, if that doesn't cause your spirit to lean in, you may already be missing the most divine encounter of your life. And friend, this is not a word to frighten you. It's a wake-up call from heaven itself. Because some of you have been praying for a breakthrough. Some of you have been crying when no one was watching. And heaven has heard it all. Now, imagine this. You're standing in the middle of the night, your room wrapped in stillness, and suddenly, the atmosphere shifts. There's no wind. No sound. Yet your spirit knows. Something has entered. That's not imagination. That's divine presence. That's the weight of glory. When God visits, the air gets thick with peace. When Jesus enters, anxiety flees. When heaven touches earth, nothing remains the same. The question is, will you be awake when he comes? This message is not just another encouraging video. This is a prophetic announcement. God is not only knocking, he is entering. And not everyone will be ready. Not everyone will recognize him. Some will sleep through the miracle. Some will scroll past the blessing. Some will miss the divine appointment, simply because they were too distracted. But if you're watching this right now, it's not by accident. God saw you. He chose to get this message in front of you. Because your soul has been whispering, "God, are you still there?" And tonight, his answer is, yes. I'm coming. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly paused? Not to check notifications. Not to reply to one more email. But to make room for God to speak? If you're like most of us, busy, burdened, maybe even burned out, this may be the very moment God has carved out just for you. And the only thing he asks is, will you welcome me? Will you let me speak to your heart? Will you be still long enough to feel me near? Because when he comes, he doesn't come to condemn. He comes to heal. He comes to whisper love in the quiet. He comes to restore what you thought was lost forever. God's love is never forceful, but it is urgent. He sees that you've missed the signs. He knows you've ignored the whispers. You said, "I'll seek you later," more times than you can count. But he never left. He never walked away. And tonight, he's making it clear, this is serious. I'm coming. Be ready. Don't let distractions steal this moment. Don't let doubt drown out his voice. You may have been waiting on a miracle. But the miracle may actually be waiting on you. So here's what I want you to do. Pause. Take a deep breath. Say these words. Lord, if you visit me tonight, I'll be ready. Speak to me. Heal me. Change me. Stay with us through this video. Don't click away, because in just a moment, we're going to pray. And I believe that prayer will become the turning point in someone's story. Are you ready to receive the visitation of God? Then stay right here. Let's go deeper. Let's invite heaven into this moment together. Because tonight, heaven knocks. Will you answer? Comment "I'm ready" below if you believe God is calling your name. And if you know someone who needs this message, send it to them right now. This is not entertainment. This is eternal. But what if I told you, this pain was never meant to break you, but to bless you? You see, we often assume that if we're struggling, it must mean something is wrong. That God has turned away. That we've missed our calling. Or worse, been forgotten. But no. What if the fire you've been walking through was actually the fingerprint of heaven preparing you for your next assignment? Let's be real. Lately, you've been hit from all sides. Your body feels weak. Your mind feels heavy. You've been fighting battles that no one even knows about. Sleepless nights. Silent tears. Smiles that hide the storm. And you've asked, God, where are you? Here's the shocker. God has not been absent. He's been busy refining you. Just like gold must go through fire to shine. Your spirit has been walking through a furnace. Not to burn you down, but to burn off what's been holding you back. Every battle was a brushstroke. Every heartbreak was a hammer. Every delay was divine. God has not wasted any of it. Those sleepless nights? He saw them. The prayers you whispered through tears? He collected them. Not one moment of your pain has gone unnoticed. Psalm 56 verse 8 says, "You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle." Friend, God does not ignore pain, He transforms it. God's silence is not His absence. It's a setup. Although you cannot hear His voice, although you may think He is silent, He is still working in the darkness. Like a gardener who buries a seed, He knows. In the dirt, in the pressure, in the unseen, growth is happening. Roots are forming. Faith is deepening. Character is being built in the shadows. And here's the twist. If you hadn't walked through the season of silence, you wouldn't be ready for the weight of the blessing that's coming. Don't despise the fire, you were forged in it. You're not broken. You're becoming. And everything that tried to destroy you will one day testify to your survival. You're not a victim of this season. You're a graduate of it. God has been training you for something greater than comfort. He's preparing you for your calling. That feeling of being stretched? That was spiritual muscle building. That isolation? That was intimacy training with God. That delay? That was divine timing aligning behind the scenes. Let me ask you this. What if the very thing you've been trying to pray away is the exact thing God is using to prepare you for your breakthrough? What if the storm wasn't a detour, but the doorway? So stop cursing your current chapter. It's not the end. It's the middle. And God never writes a story without redemption. So here's what I want you to do right now. Type in the comments, "This fire is not final." Declare it. Believe it. Speak it out loud. Because once you see this fire for what it is, a refining, not a rejection, you'll walk through it with your head high and your heart anchored. Stay with me, because in the next few moments, we're going to pray a bold prayer over your season. A prayer that declares, this season will end in glory. A prayer that says, I won't come out of this fire empty, I'll come out shining. And remember, you were never alone in the flames. The fourth man was with you all along. The breakthrough is here and it's tangible. But what if the pain you've been carrying isn't the enemy's final blow, it's God's invitation to breakthrough? Most people think breakthrough is just a metaphor. A nice church word. Something spiritual, abstract, maybe one day, eventually. But what if I told you breakthrough is about to get physical? Tangible. Measurable. Real. You've been carrying spiritual chains. Fear has wrapped around your dreams like barbed wire. Doubt has whispered lies into your decisions. Sickness has robbed your energy, your joy, your focus. But tonight, yes, this very moment, those chains are breaking. Not someday. Not when everything is perfect. Now. Because heaven is not only visiting you in word, but in power. The angels are already in motion. Imagine this. While you're watching this, angels are being released. They are carrying assignments directly connected to your prayer life. One brings healing. One carries joy. Another walks in with supernatural provision. And they are coming for you. God doesn't just want to restore your soul. He wants to restore your relationships. He wants to realign your finances. He wants to renew your health. This isn't just a revival in spirit. It's a revival in your reality. But here's the shocking part. Even in the middle of all this movement from heaven, the enemy is still working. How? By whispering the most dangerous lie. You don't deserve this. Have you heard it lately? That inner voice saying, you failed too much. You're not ready. This isn't for people like you. That's not the voice of God. That's the voice of fear disguised as logic. It's the hiss of the serpent trying to make you doubt your worth. But hear me clearly. The blood of Jesus already settled your worth. You are not hoping to be worthy. You were declared worthy the moment He said, "It is finished." Breakthrough doesn't begin with what you see, it begins with what you believe. So ask yourself right now. If you truly believed God had already released breakthrough over your life, how would you speak? How would you pray? How would you carry yourself? This is not the time to play small. This is not the time to shrink back in fear. This is the hour to walk like a child of the King. Because friend, you're not begging for scraps. You're walking into a table that's already been prepared in the presence of your enemies. So here's your call to action. Right now, drop a comment below and declare, I receive my breakthrough body, soul, and spirit. Say it out loud. Type it. Own it. Because when your confession lines up with your calling, breakthrough goes from a possibility to a reality. And don't forget this. You're not crazy for believing for the impossible. You're courageous. Stay with me, because in the next section, we're going to talk about how to protect this breakthrough. Because where God plants power, the enemy tries to plant distraction. And you, my friend, are about to learn how to walk in sustained victory, overcoming betrayal and emotional wounds. But what if I told you, betrayal isn't the end of your story? It's the birthplace of a breakthrough. Most people think betrayal is a sign that something went wrong. But what if it's actually proof that something bigger is being birthed? Let me ask you something. Have you ever loved someone only to be met with silence, distance, or worse, rejection? Have you poured out loyalty, time, your heart, just to watch someone walk away as if you never mattered? If you've ever felt that pain, I want you to know you're not crazy. You're not weak. You're walking through something even Jesus himself experienced. Even Jesus was betrayed. Jesus wasn't just betrayed once, he was betrayed twice. Judas handed him over with a kiss. Peter denied him 3 times when he needed support the most. And yet, the cross wasn't canceled. The resurrection wasn't postponed. Your purpose doesn't die just because someone else walked away. In fact, it might be unfolding because they did. The shocking truth about forgiveness. Now here's where most people get it wrong. They think forgiveness means approval. They think if they forgive, they're saying what happened was okay. But that's a lie. Forgiveness doesn't excuse the pain. It doesn't ignore the scars. It simply takes the weight off your shoulders and puts it into the hands of the one who can carry it. Forgiveness is not about setting the other person free. It's about setting yourself free. It's a divine exchange. Your pain for his peace. Your bitterness for his breakthrough. Forgiveness is a key, not a reward. Let me give you a metaphor. Unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It slowly eats away at your peace, your clarity, your joy. But forgiveness? Forgiveness is the key that opens the door to healing, favor, and freedom. Think of it this way. God can't pour fresh blessings into a heart full of old bitterness. So the moment you say, "Lord, I release them," He says, "Now I can release something greater into you." This is your turning point. This isn't just about healing emotionally. It's about unlocking something spiritually. When you forgive, you're telling heaven, "I trust your justice more than my pain." You're not pretending it didn't happen. You're not saying it didn't hurt. You're saying, "I refuse to let this wound decide my worth." Because you are more than what happened to you. You are more than who left. You are more than what they said. You are who God says you are: redeemed, restored, rising. So what now? Right now, declare this in the comments. I choose to forgive. I choose to be free. And if this hit home for you, don't keep it to yourself. Send it to someone still carrying the weight of betrayal. Because forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting the pain. It means remembering who you are, without it. Stick with me, because what's coming next is powerful. We're going to talk about how to guard your heart moving forward so you can love again, without losing yourself again. A new season of restoration. But what if the pain you went through wasn't the end of the story, but the exact place where healing begins? Let's be honest, most people assume breakthrough comes in the form of loud victories, open doors, and big announcements. But God? He often works quietly, just like the dawn. You don't notice it at first. But before you know it, the darkness is gone and light is everywhere. The season has shifted. You've cried. You've prayed in silence. You've wondered if God even remembered your name. But here's the truth most don't realize. The season of testing has passed. Now begins the season of restoration. And I'm not talking about a temporary emotional high. I'm talking about deep, lasting, undeniable restoration. Spiritually, emotionally, physically. You're not just surviving anymore. You're being strengthened, rebuilt, re-established. Angels are ministering restoration. Yes, right now. Even while you're listening to this, heaven is releasing angels to restore the broken areas of your life, to rebuild what life tried to destroy, to resurrect what you thought was dead. Broken relationships, damaged faith, shattered dreams. Nothing is too far gone. Because the God who restores time also restores people. And He's restoring you. This isn't just change, it's transformation. You might feel the shift already. Peace where anxiety used to live. Joy replacing heaviness. Clarity where there was confusion. Why? Because when God restores, He doesn't give you back what you lost. He gives you better than what you had. It's not a patch-up job. It's a new creation. Think about a butterfly. It doesn't return to being a caterpillar. It flies. It sees the world differently. It moves in freedom. And that's you now. You are not what you went through. You are what God is forming in you. Stay alert and stay expectant. Don't mistake stillness for inaction. Just because it's quiet doesn't mean heaven is silent. God is still moving. And the new season you're walking into? It's not a coincidence. It's a calling. Declare this out loud. My restoration has begun. I'm walking in it now. And drop that in the comments so we can agree together. Because this is just the beginning. We'll talk about how to walk in this new season without fear and how to keep your peace when the enemy tries to bring back your past. Lessons learned and a new commitment. But what if your pain had a purpose? What if the season that almost broke you was actually building you? That's not what we expected, right? We thought healing would come by avoiding the pain. But healing came when we walked through it with God. Everything had a purpose, even the silence. Let's rewind for a second. The tears? They watered the soil of your next breakthrough. The loneliness? It created space for God to draw close. The betrayal? It revealed who truly stood by your side and who never did. You didn't just survive that storm. You were trained by it. Reflect and reset. It's time to pause and reflect. What did this season teach you? Maybe it taught you who you are when no one is clapping. Maybe it taught you that God's presence is more powerful than people's approval. Maybe it reminded you that peace doesn't come from your bank account or relationship status. It comes from knowing who walks with you through fire. But here's the shocking truth. Although the pain shaped you, you don't have to carry it into your next season. Yes, you heard that right. You can drop the bitterness. You can leave behind the weight. You can forgive and be free. Because forgiveness isn't pretending it didn't hurt. Forgiveness is saying, I won't let it control me anymore. A fresh commitment. So here's what we do now. We take the lessons. We take the strength. And we make a fresh commitment. I will not be the same. I will not return to who I was. I will walk boldly into what God has prepared for me. Drop that in the comments right now if you're ready to step forward. The future isn't a threat, it's a promise. Don't fear what's coming. Fear staying the same. God never brings you through something just to leave you where He found you. He brings you through to bring you higher. So right here, right now, commit with me. No more living in survival mode. No more holding on to what hurt me. I'm stepping into my new season with freedom, with faith, and with fire. If you feel that stirring in your heart, don't ignore it. Hit that like button. Subscribe for more prophetic encouragement. And share this with someone who's ready to let go of the past and grab hold of God's best. Because the next chapter is not just new. It's divine. Prayer, renewed commitment, and a shocking turn. You thought it was over, but it was just beginning. That heartbreak? That betrayal? That sleepless night when you whispered, God, where are you? You thought it was the end of your story. But what if it was the beginning of your transformation? You see, the truth is God doesn't just visit the brokenhearted. He moves in. He doesn't just touch you and leave. He dwells with you. Prayer of release and restoration. So right now, let's pray together. Father, I lay it all down. The weight I've been carrying, the pain of betrayal, the sickness I can't explain. The financial pressure, the silence, the fear. I surrender it all at your feet. I ask for your forgiveness for holding on to things I should have given you long ago. I ask for healing in every broken place. Restoration for every lost opportunity. Strength to stand where I've fallen before. I don't just want a touch, I want transformation. I don't just want a moment, I want your presence every step of the way. But here's the shocking turn. What if the blessing isn't coming after the pain, but is already hidden inside of it? What if your current battle is the exact soil God is using to plant your next breakthrough? The miracle isn't coming one day. It's beginning now, right here, in this moment of surrender. Declare this with me. This is not just another night. This is not just another prayer. This is a holy encounter with the living God. My season of suffering is over. My season of purpose has begun. He's not just visiting me. He's here to stay. If this message stirred something deep in your heart, comment below, Lord, dwell with me. Need prayer? Leave your request, we have a team praying over every comment. Subscribe so you never miss these prophetic words. Share this message with someone who needs to know they are not alone. Because sometimes, the whisper of God in the night is louder than the noise of the world in the day. And when He visits, everything changes.